A sweep in Philly and 4 straight to finish the trip. Tonight they open an 11-game homestand with the Marlins. Clearly, Bryce Harper is the main attraction. The 22-year-old superstar hit number 40 last night and regained the league lead. The next chapter in his historic season unfolds now on Masson.
Always great to be back in Nationals Park. The Nats coming off a sweep at Philadelphia. They've won 4 in a row. And for a change, somebody's carrying Harper. Bryce has been carrying our ball club a good part of this season. That was a great milestone when he got number 40 last night. And Jason Worth is nearing home run number 200. So the guys are coming back. This is a Miami team that's playing well. This will not be an easy series.
Not an easy series. The Marlins are playing well, and the Nats are playing very well. I saw today on Fangraphs that the Nats have a 1.6% chance of making the playoffs, so you're telling me there's a chance.
We shall see. And if Harper and Worth have anything to do with it, the Nats should be blasting away. These guys were amazing in that series at Philadelphia, hitting the home runs. So we're going to have the starters, Tanner Roark and Jared Cozart. Roark went 4 2/3, 8 hits, 2 runs in Miami. Cozart pitched well, 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs. Marlins won that game, but the Nats want to return that favor tonight.
Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. And by visitannapolis.org. Find the Chesapeake experience at visitannapolis.org. Masson Yacht cruising up the Anacostia tonight. It's a beautiful night at Nationals Park. The Nats at 41 and 29 at home, coming off a 4-2 road trip. Mostly clear skies, 80 degrees. It is 47% humidity. It is very, very comfy at the yard tonight. Tanner Roark is going to face the Marlins, who've won 11 of their last 15. D. Gordon has it safely in 10 of his last 11 at Nationals Park. And he's hitting .332 on the road this year. That's third best of any hitter in the National League. 52 multi-hit games, number 1 in 182 hits. Tanner has a tough assignment tonight.
It took the tough luck loss last start at Miami on the 12th. Gave up just 2 runs on 8 hits over 4 2/3 through 69 pitches. So fastball, slider, curveball change. You saw the rally pigeon there to start this game. Maybe that's a little foreshadowing. Nats need a rally pterodactyl right now to pull this one off, and who knows?
First pitch, 7:05. A little bit outside. Well, the Marlins, thanks to D. Gordon and company, just gave the Mets a bit of a headache in New York the last couple of nights. Great stat on D. Gordon. 182 hits on the year, 35 of them against the Mets. It's a new record for anybody getting hits against that ball club in one season. Of course, they're in the division, get to see him a lot, but 35 hits against one team.
That's a good staff. That's not just against one team. That's 35 hits against one of the better staffs in baseball. It's impressive.
26-year veteran Angel Hernandez has the plate. Ted Barrett's the crew chief out at second base, and D. Gordon has hit number 183. So he came in hitting .332, 6 points behind Bryce Harper, and these two will be going at it for the next 4 days.
And set the D for the Nats. Behind Tanner Roark, Worth, Taylor Harper the outfield, Desmond Escobar left side, Rendon Robinson right side, and Wilson Ramos behind the plate. First game of the last homestand of the year.
Yeah, the guys will be home for a long, long time here. Here's Christian Yelich. Yelich against Roark, career 3 for 13. He's swinging a good bat. 333 his last 16 games, and that's outside, ball 1. Marlins 5th in the league in batting average, but only the Braves have scored fewer runs and hit fewer home runs. Obviously, they miss Giancarlo Stanton. In the middle of that lineup, they've just had to kind of piece things together in terms of power, and they play in a ballpark not conducive to that. We'll talk about that more when Justin Bour comes up. He's the prime example of a guy who rakes on the road but struggles at home. 1-0 to Yelich. That's well hit to left. And Jason Worth going back for it. Short of the track for the first out. D. Gordon went back to tag, but he stays.
I thought you were going to drop a Steven Souza Jr. He caught it. That has the same swing.
So Tanner Roark in 11 games against the Marlins, and 5 of those starts, pretty solid ERA as a reliever or a starter. The Marlins have won 5 straight series for the first time since they won it all in 2003. Bryce Harper on base, on base, on base. The numbers, everything working for Bryce, who's hitting .417 in September, by the way. And here's Martin Prado. I promise to give you that call if Worth has to dive for one.
Okay, thanks.
Jason got back, played it well.
I mean, it would have been a little dramatic for the first out of the game, but hey, it reminded me of Yelich's swing in the last out of the no-hitter. Yeah. A little bit more toward the bullpen, but same swing.
That had escaped me until you brought it up. Hard to believe it was, what, 3 weeks or 2 weeks away? Less than 2 weeks away from being a year ago.
Right.
Unbelievable. Martin Prado, 22 games lately, hitting .366. Jordan will pitch in this series. Game 3, Saturday afternoon, against Justin Nicolino of the Fish. Scherzer and Fernandez tomorrow night. How about that matchup?
It was the first and only time that I've had my cell phone video out, and I was standing right over your shoulder filming the last out of the game, and I have you making that call, and I still have it on my phone, and I've transferred it onto my computer, and I'll keep it forever.
Well, don't be afraid to email it to me because I haven't seen it.
Well, I thought I jinxed it by filming the last out. I'm watching it go in the gap, and I said, I screwed this up. That's all my fault. And Steven Souza Jr. bailed everybody out.
0-1 to Prado. And he rakes one out to deep center. Michael A. Taylor after it, and it is caught by the fan and then dropped. But that's behind the front wall, and it appears to be a 2-run homer. Martin Prado, 9th of the year.
Maybe talk about the Nat Killer Club. He's definitely in it. Seems like he gets hits all the time against the Nats, whether he's playing for the Braves, the Marlins, or whomever. And that was looked like a slider by Tanner Roark right down the middle, and 2-0 Marlins.
Yeah, definitely over the first wall, it appeared. Now I think Matt Williams might be asking for that crew chief review. That's why Ted Barrett comes running in, and he'll go ahead and initiate the review. This is not necessarily a Nationals challenge.
No, it's an umpire review. He'll still have his challenge regardless, but that ball was over the fence.
Tanner Roark coming in and given up 12 home runs this year in 88 innings.
Let me zoom in here just a little for you. I mean, it's so definitely over the wall.
Yeah, there's a couple of feet there between the wall the outfielder would run up against and then the wall that starts the first row of the red seats.
I'll tell you what, my little left-handed friend with a glove on a Bryce Harper home run made a better effort than that last homestand. He almost caught Bryce's home run.
Angel Hernandez just told Tanner Roark, feel free to throw a few if you need to. This one may be taking a little longer than expected.
I have no idea why. It's a better angle, huh? Is he reaching over the wall here?
Yeah.
He didn't touch it, though. Does that matter?
That's a camera from up around the left field corner that we can give you sort of a side view there. And here comes the call. Home run, 2-0 Miami. So a big swing early for the Fish. That'll bring in Justin Bour. Who on the road this year has hit 12 of his 17 home runs, 3 of them here, and driven in exactly half of his runs. So he has the same number of RBIs home and road, but he has 12 homers away from Marlins Park and only 5 there. That's a strike to the inside edge. Bour 1 for 3 with a walk against Tanner Roark. And he goes high in the air. Looks like everybody's seeing the ball okay. Michael A. Taylor makes the call. 2 outs. That'll bring in Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna came into this season hitting .308 career against the Nats, but this year only 5 for 40 against Washington pitching. 93 is in there. And another good heater. Tanner career 2 and 3 total against the Marlins. 2.35 ERA, and he goes right after him with a fastball in on the hands. Limited schedule tonight. The Mets are not playing. They're heading to Yankee Stadium for the weekend.
Now, you just faced a guy recently. I faced a team in Tanner Roark's case. It's important to mix up your looks, even if you had success last time.
And Bryce Harper stalking this one over in foul ground, and no chance for Bryce or Clint Robinson to reach it.
Because hitters know what you did to them last time. They're going to try to make the adjustments. And having just faced the Marlins on the 12th, his last start, they got a pretty good idea what he's going to do. And the same way goes for Jared Kozar tonight. Just facing the Nats his last start too. Game of constant adjustments.
Then a 1-2 pitch. That had some run back to it. Ramos held it a while. Angel Hernandez called it ball 2.
That's a good pitch. This came back, and I believe it was a strike. Borderline pitch. Right on the black. Didn't get the call.
2-2 now.
Have we seen Angel Hernandez behind the plate this year?
I think this is the first time we've had him and most of this crew.
If we've had him, we can't remember. Because you have a feeling if you did have him, you would remember.
2-2 pitch. Slider hit off the end of the bat, and again unreachable.
I mean, no offense, but that's usually the case. You remember if you've had Angel Hernandez before.
Pitch number 9 of this AB. Swing and a miss. Nasty sinking action with 94. But Martin Prado hit a big-time home run out to the red seats. Hispanic Heritage Night at the ballpark. We welcome all here for that. Good news for the pitchers is we're not at the bank. We're at Nationals Park. Ballpark that plays a lot more fair. But it's been playing small. Second half of the season. The Nats are 6th in the league in hitting. Now 2nd in runs to Arizona after last night's explosion. Not to be forgotten what Yunel Escobar's doing. And over his last 21 games, hitting .425. He's also hit safely 16 of his last 17. 46 multi-hit games in the year. Bryce has 47. And then there's Anthony Rendon with an 8-game hitting streak.
It depends what your definition of fair is, Bob. If you're a hitter, Citizens Bank Park plays perfectly fair.
Yeah.
Some Thunderbirds just screamed by in formation with smoke coming out. Did you see that? Semi-flyby. Air show at Andrews this weekend. They might be getting it rolling early.
Just beyond right field. Awesome. Can we get a return trip?
They were eye high. Look at that smoke is. They
Yeah,
just
the
came.
contrail's not that high.
That was cool.
Huh.
They were actually below us.
Us.
They flew right underneath us.
Rendon hitting safely 22 of his last 24 games. 0-2. And he'll just serve it to right, and it's going to hang up for Marcell Ozuna.
So the defense for the Marlins behind Jared Kozart for the first game of the series. Dietrich, Yelich, Ozuna, the outfield. Rojas, Prado left side. Gordon Bohr right side. And Jeff Mathis behind the plate.
Yeah, usually Ichiro would be in right field. He's been slumping. They wanted Ozuna's bat in there tonight. Put him in right field. Yelich in center. Then there's Dan Jennings, leading the Marlins through what you'd have to call a second half surge here. They are 20 games under 500, but they've been winning on a regular basis. Escobar gets jammed, and Miguel Rojas, the shortstop, takes care of him. Here it comes. STG might have a few numbers for you tonight involving Bryce Harper, who, as I mentioned, is hitting .417 with 15 RBIs in September. Youngest with 40 home run seasons all time. And Bryce, 22 years, 353 days. So a birthday coming up shortly. But I mean, look at those names.
He is far from done.
Against Jared Kozart, 0 for 3 career, but 3 walks. So Kozart has struck him out a couple of times, but there have been at least 3 times when he just didn't want to deal with Bryce.
So the guy in the batter's box and the guy on deck in the Phillies series, you want some great numbers. 12 for 26, 8 home runs, 14 RBI. Between shake and bake, and I don't know which one's shake and which one's bake, but just keep doing what you're doing. Bryce was 7 for 13 with 4 home runs.
2-0 pitch. Harper hits it hard the other way. Look out. In their meeting last Friday, Bryce walked first time up, and then Kozart struck him out twice. And those are the September numbers. 14 walks, 17 runs.
So last night, Bryce hit his 40th home run. He wanted the baseball, so the fan that caught it, he signed an autographed baseball. He flipped it in the stands. Fan flipped him number 40. A little barter system. Bryce threw it into Ian Desmond. Ian Desmond threw it in the dugout. You see the 4-0 sign he was giving Ian.
That ball is just punished into center field, and Yelich catches it. Any elevation, he would have been signing number 41 for somebody. 9-pitch inning. Nats go 1-2-3.
September 18th as the Nats take on the Marlins. 7:05 start. United States Air Force Honor Guard color team will present our nation's colors. Members of the U.S. Air Force Band will perform the national anthem. And God Bless America. Visit nationals.com to purchase your tickets right now.
Matt Williams raised the possibility of Ryan Zimmerman starting to swing a bat a little this weekend. Right now, not doing any kind of work with the hands or the arms as far as moving around and side to side. Top of the second, Derek Dietrich, the left fielder.
He got a couple of friends right next to him, almost in the batter's box. Check it out. Don't foul one off. Don't be out in front of a changeup right here, or else the rally pigeon's feet are going to be in the air.
2-0 to Derek Dietrich, and he takes a strike. Dietrich facing Roark first time. A bat that's come alive. He had about 3/4 of his season's RBIs in August, hitting .342 his last 11 games, and that's inside. Roark first inning, 20 pitches, 14 strikes. A D. Gordon single, a Martin Prado home run. And right up the middle, just like Gordon did to lead off the first. That'll bring in the catcher, Jeff Mathis.
So Derek Dietrich knew that was a base hit right out of the gate, and he got wide on his turn and almost trampled one of those birds. And they don't care.
Mathis, last 3 starts for the Fish, 4 for 10. Looked like he started his hands. No swing, ball 1. 29th game, 80 at bats, 12 hits. That's well hit to right. Bryce Harper back. Had it measured pretty well for the first out. We've seen good swings on both sides in this one so far.
Well, good swings by the Marlins. Everybody except for Marcell Ozuna. Every ball's been hit on the screws. And right now, Tanner Roark fighting to get that ball down. All of his fastballs have been belt high. Maybe a little strong here early.
Miguel Rojas, the shortstop. And against Roark, career 0 for 2. Adeiny Echeverria really has had a bad hamstring pull for the last 2 weeks, and they're hoping he might be available by game 3 of the series. So Rojas has been carrying it at short.
Tell you what, if I have an injury late and my team's out of the pennant race, I'm not going to try to test it and see if it's okay or not, or maybe risk pulling it and cutting into my training time for the following season. I don't think there's any reason for Giancarlo Stanton to risk his hand not at full strength, and I don't think there's any reason for Echeverria to try to come back early. And I know that the training staff for the Marlins would never let that happen. They're as good as it gets.
Serious damage on a pop-up to Rendon, 2 outs. That'll bring in Jared Cozart, the pitcher. Inside the numbers with STG and Tanner Roark. So first 11 career September starts in our franchise. Only Bill Gullickson back in 80 and 81 had a better ERA. And it was just over a year ago when Tanner pitched the clincher down at Atlanta. High point of his career. Cozart 1 for 15 on the year and a 1-hopper out to Rendon. Leadoff single doesn't hurt. Worth is ahead, and he has been red hot with the bat. 2-0 Fish.
They're in 7.5 games back with 17 games left on their schedule. We've talked a little bit in the last week about the situation that the 2007 Phillies were in. They were 7 games back of the Mets with 17 games to go. They ended up coming back to win the National League East that year. One guy who was on that Phillies team, of course, Jason Worth, stepping into the batter's box here to lead off the second inning. Now, we talked to Jason yesterday after yesterday's win about that comeback, and somebody asked him, are you going to share the story of that Phillies team with your Nats ball club? Jason said they know. Everybody's aware of the situation that we were in 07 and the situation that we're in now. He said the pressure's on the Mets right now. We can just go out and do our business. They know that we could be creeping up on them if we continue to play well. And then the back page of the Newsday today, guys, had a big headline that said, uh-oh. They said it's starting to feel a little like 07. And that's putting a little pressure on the Mets.
Yeah, that was the year that Jimmy Rollins ruffled all the feathers in New York by saying, we are the team to beat, not them. And it took a while for that to work out, and it certainly did for the Phils. And that really propelled them to a great run of division championships and deep postseason runs.
But you got nothing else to do. Win out. Why not?
Yeah. And when you're talking Cards, you're talking Coons. Dan with our Coons.com sideline report.
But it's all about winning today, and you worry about all that other stuff later. But I mean, I thought it was pertinent. The Daily News said, "Oh no," and it had a picture of David Wright with his head in his hands. So stranger things have happened. You just don't know. And as a player, as a manager, until you're officially eliminated, you're grinding. And they're playing as loose as I've seen them play all year right now.
How to play?
And they actually look like they're having more fun right now than they've had all year, too.
Jason Worth just took a letter off of the scoreboard over there.
Yep, it's Pilsner beer tonight.
He lowered part of the L.
The original light Pilsner. Well, he doesn't want to lose anymore, so he hit the L.
2-2. Inside to Worth. But you can even see it on the foul balls. The ball is just jumping off Jason's bat. 300 in his last 30 games with a .396 on base percentage. 8 home runs, 20 RBIs. 5 out of 8 with a home run against Cosart. So he might be the pick to click tonight because of those career numbers. So 9 career plate appearances, on base 6 times with 5 hits and a walk. Nissan will show you the at bat. And it ranges from way down low to way up and in. It's a great walk. Nats have their first base runner. That'll bring in Clint Robinson.
Seriously, just had to walk around the pigeons to get in the batter's box. And now the pigeons are going over to get some pine tar. They are not afraid of anybody. They're just chilling. I mean, they are right by the on-deck circuit. You can't see right there, but Ian Desmond is right next to him. There they are. Chilling. Big league game. Great seats. I didn't see their credential, though. Did you see their credential?
No. And
I don't know how they're on the field without their credential around their necks.
Yeah. They are behind where the ropes. No, actually, they're over where the ropes would be.
And they do not have a credential.
It's a good series in Philly for Clint Robinson. He's 8 for his last 20. 3 hits last night. Cosart slips that one by him away. No balls, 2 strikes.
And Cosart pretty much a 2-pitch guy. He'll cut that fastball, and it's not the average cutter. It's 93, 94, and he's got that knuckle curve to go with it. Rarely throws the changeup. But he's got good stuff.
Oh, yeah, now it's another game on that on-base streak, isn't it? Tying his career high STG with on-base numbers. Robinson reaches, gets a piece of it. That's a foul ball. 25-year-old right-hander, career record of 15-16, 51st career start. And a 1-2 that Robinson pulls. Originally drafted by the Phillies in 08 to Houston in the Hunter Pence deal in 2011. And then part of a multiplayer deal that brought him to the Marlins middle of the season last year after 20 starts with the Astros. He was 9-7 when Houston traded him. Fastball just missing. Good take. 9 pitches first inning and a whole bunch here without retiring a batter yet. Then the off speed taken to fill the count.
Let's see if Matt Williams decides to start Jason Worth right here. You got a guy that knows the strike zone well, doesn't strike out a lot. And you're betting that he's going to put the ball in play more than Jason's going to steal second if you decide to do it.
44 strikeouts and 252 at bats. And a chopper right side through one infielder, and then D. Gordon goes all the way over and ranges to the bag to take care of the play. I don't know if Jason Worth went into second base awkwardly or what, slow to get up.
Well, nice play by D. Gordon. He realized that Jared Kosar hesitated just a second before he got over, so instead of the exchange with the pitcher, he just takes it himself. And I was watching that play. I did not see what happened to Jason Worth going into second base. All I saw was him laying there in a heap.
4 unassisted. Evidently, Board didn't touch that ball.
All right, check out Jason. Caught a cleat, and we got a man down. Looks like he's confused about what happened, too.
Here's Ian Desmond. And against Cozart, Ian 2 for 8 with 3 walks. Coming off a rough road trip when he went 3 for 24. He got a hanger, hits it well to left to the bullpen, top of the wall. Game tied as Ian Desmond scrapes the top of the wall with his 18th of the year.
Ian Desmond going with the all-white sleeves tonight, and it's paying off. 18th home run of the year for Desmond. Ties this game at 2, and a bullet out of here. And there is some missiles flying around the campsite tonight, folks, on both sides. Rendon lined out, Harper a bullet. And now Ian Desmond with his 18th home run of the year and his 55th RBI.
Well, welcome home, Ian. Rough road trip to Miami and Philly. First at bat here, tons of damage. And now the Nats are right back even with their 162nd home run.
And there goes the no-hitter.
And a good take by Wilson Ramos to even things up 1-1.
And the shutout and the lead. And we'll start it all over again.
Marlins have given up 125 home runs on the year, while hitting just 108. And Ramos unreachable on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Long inning after that 9-pitch 1-2-3 bottom of the first. And then really reaching for that one. 2 outs. Cozart with his first strikeout.
Check out the Ian Desmond home run one more time, tying the ball game at 2. Got a curveball from Cozart, let it get deep. And a low liner out of here. And you had a feeling the way the ball's traveling tonight that it had a chance. It hit that top row seating where the relievers sit in the Marlins bullpen. 99 miles an hour on the Ian Desmond home run.
Yeah, they were getting out of dodge out there with a screamer coming at them. Michael A. Taylor. Maybe he'll do what Desmond did. Michael had a rough road trip. He went 3 for 25. Batting average down to 236. Serves one to right, but it's hanging up for Ozuna. So good swings early in this one. A battle of 2-run homers. Earlier Prado, moments ago Desmond, and for Ian, number 18.
Shot. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold Miller Lite, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game. That is brought to you by, guess what, Miller Lite.
Moment in history brought to you by University of Maryland, University College. 3 of them this date: 84, Reggie Jackson, number 500. Nolan Ryan, 93. Last strikeout of his career, 5,714. And closer to home, Dan Uggla, a rookie with the Marlins, his 26th of the year, to break Joe Gordon's rookie home run record. And now that's 2 for 2 for D. Gordon tonight. He takes the first pitch right out to left field. Single up the middle, single to left.
Yeah, I'm sure some more Marlins rolled through the cage today, but I was talking to Frank Menachino, their hitting coach, and D. Gordon was the only guy in there doing his daily drills, hitting the tee, hitting some balls the other way. And a couple of hits so far, and his average climbing up.
There's Christian Yelich, thinking of that 06 Miami team, then called the Florida Marlins. Hanley Ramirez was the rookie of the year. They had Josh Johnson on that team. Josh Willingham was a rookie, and Dan Uggla was a rookie. And I remember we were sitting here in D.C. hoping that the Rookie of the Year voting would get fractured by all those Marlins, and Ryan Zimmerman might be able to sneak in. I think Ryan finished 3rd as Ramirez won it. I mean, they were loaded. They had another young slugger by the name of Mike Jacobs, who everybody thought would be great, but he was oft injured. They had another young guy named Jeremy Hermida, a highly regarded hitter. That team was loaded. Dontrell Willis was a young guy with the Marlins. I mean, they were building an amazing thing back then.
It's Frank Menachino, hitting coach, doing a nice job for the Marlins.
2-0 pitch. Gordon got a great jump. And that's a good job of backing up by Anthony Rendon on a ball that gave Ian Desmond no chance. And Gordon had that one swiped, his 52nd of the year.
Yeah, Wilson Ramos had no chance. D. Gordon not even looking back, just picking up the target, trying to run a straight line to second base. He knows that Christian Yelich is going to take a strike for him. So 2-0 count. Looked like Yelich was taken all the way. And you see this sinker because Wilson Ramos really had to rush the throw.
Fourth Marlin ever with more than 50 multi-hit games and 50 steals in the same inning. Or season. That would be a long inning. Hanley Ramirez had done it, and a couple of other guys earlier. Juan Pierre, Luis Castillo.
Got to keep him close right here too. D. Gordon at second.
3-1 to Yelich. Hit a fly ball to Worth that backed Jason up first time. And for D. Gordon now, his league-leading 53rd multi-hit game. That'll move the runner. Not an easy play for Rendon. Across his body. Nicely done on the run.
Good at bat by Christian Yelich right there, getting Gordon to third with one out, and a nice play by Anthony Rendon going up the middle. Little flip throw underhand. He fields this to the forehand, and watch the little flip throw. Sidearm throw on the run. Nice play.
Infield in. And now how do you attack Martin Prado?
Well, Tanner Roark has thrown almost all fastballs tonight. He's got to get to his off speed here sometime soon. And there's a slider to start it up. But 25 fastballs, 3 sliders, and 3 curves to start this game coming into this inning, his first 31 pitches. And it seems like the Marlins are sitting on that heater, so maybe that curveball slider change will get working here sometime soon, and they'll get him off balance. That'll get him off balance.
Martin Prado, career against the Nats. 10 home runs, 46 RBIs. Two-one count. Had him reaching. That thing really breaking away from him. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, you hit a home run on your fastball your first time up. You're probably not going to see one for a strike your second time up. But Tanner Roark pitching for the strikeout right here. Throws a beautiful slider at 87. It was tight and late and took a left-hand turn right at the end.
Going out there again. Prado gets a piece of it. Gordon freezes at third. Desmond throws out Prado. 2 outs.
Kind of shocked the Marlins didn't go contact play right there. D. Gordon's speed at third base. That was a jam job by Prado. If Gordon's down the line, gets a good secondary, he may have scored right there because that ball wasn't hit too hard. And when you have speed like D. Gordon, you see his first move back, so the Marlins not going contact play, and that's kind of a shocker for me. Eh? What do you have to lose at this point? You have one of the fastest guys in baseball at third.
Two outs now. Justin Bour, fly ball to center. First time up. And Tanner is going more to those secondary pitches you brought up. On 2-0, Bohr hit it straight back. Good heater.
Tell you what, those pigeons were right by the on-deck circle. Ian Desmond walked up, hit the home run, and they said, our work here is done, and they're gone. So they tied the game and left. They dropped the mic and flew out of this place.
Two balls, two strikes. He went on a pitch way upstairs. He knows it and runs away to the third base dugout. Leadoff single and a steal, and Tanner Roark shuts down Gordon and the Fish. One pitch into the bottom of the third. Sorry, folks. Angel Hernandez did not hold for the allotted time, and some umpires pay attention to that, and some play on. But it's 1-1 to Tanner Roark, who leads off for the Nats, bottom of the third. Just so you know, we always time things going away to our breaks so that we make it back for first pitch if it's done correctly. In that case, it wasn't. And Tanner hits a ground ball to the right side, and Rendon coming up.
That's a good segue to Winterfest, Bob. December 12th and 13th, Walter E. Washington Convention Center. Tickets are on sale now. You get early bird prices. If you go buy them right now, you can meet and take photos with your favorite Nats player for 2 days this year. That's right, 2 days of fun and Nats Fest and whatever else you want to do. It's always a good time to see the fans during the winter and
absolutely
enjoy a couple of fun days together.
Rendon and Escobar, the next two, bottom of the third.
Look at, they're ready. Decorating early this year. Forget Halloween, Thanksgiving. Let's go straight to Christmas. One pitch, and Rendon
will serve one to right, approaching the line. Marcelo Zuna on the run, 2 outs. Anthony lined out hard to right first time, and Escobar next.
All right. You're sitting on a couch. You have nothing to do right now. Tweet us a photo using hashtag NatsCouchCam, and we'll show you on TV. That's brought to you by T-Mobile.
Escobar bouncing ball to short first time. Escobar
the head
diving in there and had a kind of a scary sound to it. Did it get up and get his helmet?
I think it got him up around the face, if I'm not mistaken, or just scared him up around there. Once again, he's diving into the plate, and it's a 2-seam fastball up and in, and I think it got his hand more than his face, but that was scary nonetheless. It wasn't really even close to his face. But I've never seen a player in all my years in baseball dive so hard at the plate and have so many pitches that really almost hit him in the head, hit him in the shoulder, hit him in the hand, hit him all parts of his body. I've never seen anything like this on a consistent basis.
9th time he's been hit this year.
But how many times has he been dropped or flipped?
Another dozen at least.
Right?
This is hard for me to believe. Anthony Rizzo of the Cubs has been hit by 27 pitches this season.
Wait, is Angel Hernandez not giving him first base here? What are we doing? And Matt Williams can challenge this if he so chooses. We'll show you in a second. And did it hit him? Let's all look together, folks. What do you got? Help me out here. It ricocheted off something, maybe his back shoulder.
Yeah.
The ball changed directions. And that was up around his face and probably more scared than anything.
This is big. First of all, you want Escobar to be okay. Secondly, you want him on first base because Bryce Harper is on deck.
You could hear Matt Williams said, we heard it hit something. And then you also heard Angel Hernandez say, you want us to look at it? And Matt Williams said, we're checking to see if we're going to look at it. Turn up your TVs. You might be able to hear all this. All right, let's listen. Yeah, right here, this will tell us.
I mean, it looked like back shoulder and then behind the mitt of Mathis and in front of the mask of the umpire.
Yeah, that doesn't help. That one angle where it changes directions, I think. Matt Williams, I think, still wants to check. Nope, we're going to play on. Maybe that hit Angel Hernandez's mask and changed directions?
Maybe it did. 1 ball, 1 strike. Into the 8 o'clock hour here at Nationals Park. 2-2 ball game. Martin Prado, 2-run homer, top of the first. Ian Desmond, 2-run homer, bottom of the second after a walk. 1-2 pitch. Three and 2. Escobar's hit safely 16 of his last 17 games, batting over 400. So Bryce Harper tonight 0 for 1. Batting average holding at .338, but D. Gordon has gained 3 points, going 2 for 2. Miguel Escobar checking in at the beginning of the ball game. 3:21, 3:20 now.
Miguel Escobar trying to make sure the count is right. And they're asking the Marlins dugout.
Angel Hernandez holding up 3-2. Escobar does get Bryce Harper to the plate here in the third. Second walk issued by Cozart, and he paid for the first one.
I think the Marlins are still questioning the count. And here comes Dan Jennings. He's on the top step. And they're looking in the video to see right now if the count is right. There's the last one. You see that's pitch number 7. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls in 2 strikes. And that's one of those balls just swung out and fouled off.
Yeah, there was a foul ball.
All right.
Here's Harper. I mean, you couldn't hit the ball any harder than he did first time up. Just a ball on a straight low line to Christian Yelich.
First pitch just missed. Good eye.
Danger count now.
Oh, they get it. They know what's up. And I think all of baseball knows what's up. No brainer at this point for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but he's first in too many categories.
That's on the edge. Good pitch. Second and extra base hits now, tying Todd Frazier with 75. Nolan Arenado has 79. Doubles, triples, home runs combined.
That backdoor cutter from Cozart's a good pitch. It starts off the plate and comes back, but don't start that on the plate and let it run down the middle or you're in trouble. That last pitch was perfect.
And Harper will tap it back to the pitcher. So Cozart has Bryce Harper 0 for 5 career against him, and the Nats strand their first runner of the night.
Marlins record 10-4, second best in Major League Baseball. The Nationals in the month have scored 90 runs, 294 average, 364 on base percentage. That leads all of baseball.
First pitch, top of the fourth. Robinson to Roark. Celebrate the season with the American Standard All-Star Sales event. Visit MidAtlanticComfort.com for amazing rebate and financing opportunities. Tanner Roark, 49 pitches, 32 strikes. Pitching well since that first inning when two hard hit balls got the Marlins a 2-0 lead, and Derek Dietrich is next. First pitch changeup, perfect on the corner.
You know what the best part about tonight is, for the guy that hates math, is you get the whole half out of the lead.
Yeah. And a ball lined out there, and Jason Worth. I tell you, every time Jason gets that wrist down around the ground on a sliding catch, you kind of hold your breath, but he played that very well.
Well, that was great for the folks at home to see the way that ball tailed back from Jason Worth. From behind the plate, you could see it perfectly. Good catch by Worth, but that angle we showed you live, you could see the ball have the inside-out rotation and come right back to Jason Worth, who makes a nice sliding catch. He's doing everything right, folks. Just stays in his glove right at the tippy top.
Here's Jeff Mathis. Roark smelling a quick fourth inning. He'd like to get Worth leading off here in a moment. Tanner's retired 5 in a row and 8 of the last 9 Marlins. Fastball up, 1-1. That's a great late breaking slider. Got it. Great inning. Tanner Roark with an 8-pitch frame, and he will get Jason Worth leading off in a moment. Freight rail works with our Nationals due up here, bottom of the fourth. What they've done this month, Worth and Robinson raking. Ian Desmond not hitting for high average, but he's done damage here tonight for sure. That's a perfect strike to the outside edge from Jared Cosart. Walked Worth leading off the second. 2 batters later, Ian Desmond to the Marlins bullpen with a line drive to tie the game. And 2 really good pitches. Got ahead 0-2 and then dropped a breaking ball in the dirt. Second strikeout tonight for Cosart.
When a signed game-worn jersey right off the back of a Nats player, visit the Center Field Plaza at Nationals Park right now to purchase your $5 jersey off their backs raffle tickets. All proceeds benefit the Washington Nationals Dream Foundation. Winners will be announced on Sunday, September 27th, as the Nats take on the Phillies here at Nats Park.
Clint Robinson, ground ball to the right side, first time. One.
So I think on that Escobar hit by pitch thing, he swung, so they called it a strike.
So and the ball may have hit his back shoulder.
Well, I'm so focused on where it's hitting him, I'm not watching the swing. I'm watching to see where it hit him on his body. And if you think about it, he swung at it, so they called it a strike. And that's where the confusion the count was. That's where the confusion on the whether they look at it was. It looked like it nipped his back shoulder, hit Angel in the mask, so there was a redirect, but the bat went. So you can swing at a pitch, and if it hits you, the swing proceeds to hit by pitch, and it's a strike.
Robinson sharply to the right side, and D. Gordon for the second out.
Well, this one didn't hit Ian Desmond. It hit his barrel in the second inning. Rally Pigeons, notice him to the left. Nats down 2-0. Couple of runs. Ian Desmond gets his 18th home run, ties the game at 2, and the Rally Pigeons flew away, and they're done. Maybe they'll come back later because the Nats need them some more. Right in the happy zone.
First pitch breaking ball, diving away.
Oh, the way you hit 2 here, if you're Ian Desmond, is think about going right back up the middle of the right field, because you don't think you're going to see anything close to pull out of here again.
Certainly in the 4th inning, Cosart showing some of his best command of the night.
So, I mean, unless he tries to get tricky here with 2 strikes, this part is eliminated of the strike zone. Everything else is going to be on the outer half. You see the pinky away. They're going fastball away again. He wants it down and away. Because you've covered that side of the plate as a hitter. Even if it was an off-speed pitch and you caught it out front, you've hit a pull-side homer. So generally speaking, unless they try to really two-seam you off the plate in with 2 strikes and run that fastball in, you've taken that part of the plate away. That portion of the strike zone is eliminated, and now you go somewhere else.
That's close.
They're trying to go outside, and if Ian Desmond is thinking along the right lines, he's thinking about just smoking a ball to right center field right here. And going out there again.
Count full, 3-2.
Going out there one more time. Whew.
The at bat from Nissan. Every pitch except one well away, and that one was way upstairs. And that's perfect on the corner. Ian Desmond knew it. So 3 Ks, 2 in the inning on the night for Cosart. He and Roark on rolls right now. Tonight, Abe starts on top. Tom Jefferson would overtake him and lead nearly all the way. Impressive. And he's won the fewest amount of races this year. He was ready for the team to get back into town. And Miguel Rojas hits one extremely hard into the left field corner. Lead run at second base, leading off the 5th.
Like Miguel Rojas was a little frustrated at second base that he didn't elevate that ball, but he doesn't have any home runs this year. But you can't hit a ball any harder than he just hit that leadoff double here in the 5th. First pitch fastball, got on it.
Zach Cozart has 4 sacrifice bunts on the year. Pardon me, 3 sacrifice bunts career. And the first one in there, he bunts this one in the air. And then lays down a solid bunt right in front of the plate. So he gets Rojas to third base with 1 out. Same situations the Marlins had 2 innings ago with D. Gordon, who will now be the hitter.
He heads up on the safety squeeze here with D. Gordon and 1 out. He might be thinking about bringing a bunt with him. Miguel Rojas on third base, going to be heads up for that. D. Gordon with a couple of hits. Not a bad idea right here. Try to get yourself a base hit bunt. If you miss, it's a sacrifice and an RBI. You get the job done. So it's kind of a win-win if you're in a batting title race. You do it well, you get a hit. If you don't, it doesn't count on your at-bat.
Yeah, he was looking like he might square around. That's a nasty fastball to the inside edge. Tanner goes in there again. Counts even 1-1. Swinging on a 1-1 pitch and hitting it well to left. Jason Worth has to circle back there. And that'll be a fly ball by D. Gordon about 350 feet the other way to put the Marlins on top.
Oh, good at bat, good inning by the Marlins to manufacture a run, playing the game the right way. Leadoff double, sacrifice bunt, sacrifice fly by D. Gordon, and the Marlins take a 3-2 lead. It's good baseball.
There's Christian Yelich. He should have fly ball to left and a bouncing ball to second.
I know the Dodgers are 23 games over 500 with a 7.5 game lead in the West, but I still feel like they could really use D. Gordon.
They might wish they had him in October.
Yeah, he's just a game
when hits are hard to get. Well, 90 feet is critical.
I mean, that's why I was all over the Marlins in spring training. D. Gordon, he's going to put an addition. The guy can change a game by himself. Giancarlo Stanton, one of the best players in all of baseball. Got the guy in the batter's box who you were thinking was going to have a breakthrough year. Young talent in Echeverria and Ozuna that was just finding their potential, and you're thinking this team has a chance. This is going to be the Nats' toughest competition in the National League East this year. On paper, they look good. In spring training, everybody talking about how you really had to cut through a tough lineup. And with a managerial change, a general manager becoming the manager, an injury to the guy you're looking at, Giancarlo Stanton, all these things, some injuries to Jose Fernandez. You know, he wasn't coming back from Tommy John. Hernandez. I mean, they had a bunch of things go wrong, and a team that I thought was really going to contend and be one of the better teams in the National League really has had a tough go of it this year. 26, what are they, 20 games out of first place.
3-2 pitch. And well hit up the middle by Christian Yelich. He's 1 for 3, and that'll get Martin Prado to the plate here in the 5th inning. Next 5 ball games and some pretty serious pitching tomorrow night. Max Scherzer, Jose Fernandez. 4 o'clock game Saturday. Jordan Zimmerman, Justin Nicolino, and the finale on Sunday. Steven Strasburg and lefty Brad Hand. Then the Orioles will be here for 3 night games next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Scherzer coming off his first win in quite some time, and it was a gem.
Oh, it's almost like you want to show everybody that, hey, I still got this. I'm okay. Great outing last time out.
No balls, 1 strike to Martin Prado.
And when you think about Tanner Roark last year and his 15 wins, this is kind of what he did. I mean, he gave up 2, give up 3. His team would score him 4 or 5. He'd just find a way to beat you every time. It wasn't like he went out there and threw a shutout every single time. Just kept you in the ball game, worked fast, helped himself out at the plate.
And that is another hit by Prado. 2 on, 2 out. So the Marlins 3 hits in the inning. That'll bring in George Mason alum Justin Bohr, our brilliant stat guy. Carter Myers handed something to me. 17 homers, 58 RBIs this year. Best ever season as far as those totals in the major leagues for any George Mason alum, and the other one was a teammate of yours, Chris Widger. In 98 he had 15 homers, drove in 53, and 99 he had 14 homers, drove in 56. Also a George Mason guy.
Widge was a good guy, is a good guy, but a good teammate. I thought Justin Bour's name was George Mason.
He keeps doing this, it might be.
Shows you what I know.
And by the way, Widger would go on to get a ring with the 05 White Sox.
Yep.
At the knees. No balls, 2 strikes.
Good try on the run back fastball, 95.
He had the hitter's feet moving. Lefty Matt Gray's heating up in a hurry for the Nats.
He elevated the fastball last time. Strike 3, if you remember, was a high fastball. Bohr couldn't hold up on it, and maybe they try that again here in a 2-2 count. You got a pitch to play with. You really want to end the at-bat right here. You don't want to get the runners in motion with 2 strikes in a 3-2 count. So usually you see a guy climb the ladder. If you can execute that pitch again, he might have told you that he has a tough time laying off that.
Two-two pitch. Important juncture of this ball game right here. And Bohr will hammer one to right. Well into the seats, a 3-run homer, and it's 6-2 Miami. That's his 18th of the year, his 4th at Nationals Park.
That one stings a little bit. 18th home run of the year from Justin Bohr, and it was a fastball. I don't know if Tanner wanted to elevate it, but he threw it belt high, and Bohr's not missing that. And a guy that likes to hit here at Nats Park. He had a great series last time he was here in front of the home folks, and he continues here tonight.
Slider from Tanner Roark in there to Marcelo Zuna, and Bohr now has 61 runs batted in.
And maybe sometimes that's a danger when you want to elevate a fastball, that if you don't get it higher than high, you're in big trouble.
Left-handed batter Dietrich on deck, and that's a swing. Inning over, but plenty of damage by Miami. Sac fly by D. Gordon. 3-run big fly by Justin Bohr. 6-2 Miami now. And the Nats have to get something going. Bottom of the 5th. Ramos, Taylor, and then you would think a pinch hitter for Tanner Roark.
George hit that ball a ton.
And a foul by Ramos, who struck out first time up. Meanwhile, Jared Cozart has warmed up his evening. He's retired 8 of the last 9.
The Nats are swinging the bats well enough that this game's far from over. Their offense has been clicking. They're all relaxed at the plate. Just got to get a few guys on.
Third base side. Prado. Knew he had time.
Check out what they've done recently. Last 28 games, run differential, bueno. Runs per game, almost 6. Average 288. On base percentage, probably the most impressive number there at 371. And they're in the top 3 in Major League Baseball for all 5 categories. We're showing you right there.
Man, that's for a month. That's not one of those since September 12th stats. You're looking back 4 weeks plus worth of ball games right there.
Well, that's when they wore it with Clayton Kershaw, Zach Greinke, and Madison Bumgarner, and all of a sudden everybody else looks like they're throwing under him. And you face those 3 on a road trip. They go to Colorado, they lock in the bats, and ever since then they've been swinging it. So Wilmer Defoe on deck. Michael A. Taylor hit the ball pretty well first time. A line drive out to Ozuna in right. 2-0 count. Base runners any way you can get them right now. Doug Fister popped up as soon as that top of the 5th was over. Matt Grace had been warming for Dietrich, who was in the on-deck circle when that inning ended. Taylor, big rip, 3-2. Little upstairs, good at bat by Michael. Third walk by Cozart tonight. Now the Nats looking for their first base hit since the Desmond homer, and Wilmer Defoe will be the hitter. Most popular way to follow the action, any baseball action, is with MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Get the MLB.com at-bat right now. And the way the Nats get back into this one is get a few guys on and pop one out of here, and they'll take free base runners all day. Down by 4 runs.
Well, Wilmer Defoe started the season at Potomac, promoted to Harrisburg, had his first big league hit May 19th against the Yankees. Hit .286 between single A, double A this year. Got to see him in spring training and got to see him for a while here at the big league level.
That's what you say, call a spread out stance.
Wow.
Different look than last time, I believe. Looks like he's got his shoulders tilted down, setting that angle early with his shoulders. His stance seems a little bit wider than last time, but we didn't see a whole lot of them, so could be wrong. And the reason guys have stances like that is to keep their head still and kind of take their lower half out. It keeps you from jumping at the baseball.
Strike call at 79.
And whatever works, works. I just was a fan of incorporating the lower half a little more than that. It kind of takes your lower half out of it.
Ball gets away. Ricochets off the stone behind home plate. And Michael A. Taylor easily to second base with 1 out. For the Achiever and You, PNC Bank with our minor league report. And Wilmer Defoe checks in among the Harrisburg Senator hit leaders, with Sean Plefner leading the way. Pedro Severino has earned himself a big league call-up. Haven't seen him yet, but he's been in the Nats dugout for 2.5 weeks.
They can't argue with the 100 hits. If it works, it works.
PNC Bank.
You stand on your head and get 100 hits and you don't change the stance.
2-2 now. Defoe is a line drive hitter, but he's got surprising power. And that one off speed got him. Strikeout number 4 by Cozart.
Pretty good curveball right here by Jared Cozart. Just pulls the string. 12-6 curve. You see everything down and away. Pitched 5 shutout innings against the Nats last start. Only gave up 4 hits. Today he's only given up 1. The Ian Desmond homer is it. That's the only hit the Nats have.
Yeah, he's retired 10 of the last 12 batters. Anthony Rendon hit the ball well first time, lined out to right. And another fly ball to right. This will back up Ozuna. And the ball right in front of the scoreboard caught. Nats strand their second runner tonight in a 6-2 game.
Mercedes-Benz of Alexandria, 6-2 Marlins as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Justin Bour with the big damage, the 3-run homer, his 18th, part of a 4-run 5th for the Marlins.
Doug Fister coming off his first big league save Monday night at Philadelphia. Came in that crazy ball game in the 11th inning, set down the Phils. And it's Dietrich, Mathis, and Rojas. 6, 7, 8 for the Marlins. Top 6.
Greeted by his teammates with a beer shower in the clubhouse after his first career save. Had to make him feel good, you'd think, right? Kind of had a tough year with some injuries and then going to the bullpen. And
that ball laced into right. Bryce Harper plays it well on an in-between hop. And Derek Dietrich has had 3 good at-bats, 2 singles, and that line drive to left that Jason Worth caught 2 innings ago. Brings in catcher Jeff Mathis, who's 3 for 10 against Fister. They met in the American League. Mathis with the Angels for 7 years, and then Toronto in 2012.
Some phones ringing. Marlins bullpen phone.
And Clint Robinson will give chase, but way beyond his reach. So the Marlins box: Gordon single, Prado homer first inning. Their next runs in the fifth on the Rojas double, Gordon sac fly, and then 2 straight singles before Justin Bour really pounded one over the scoreboard and opened up a 4-run lead.
Maybe Dan Jennings thinking about pinch hitting for Cozart when his spot, and if his spot comes up.
He's thrown 84 pitches in 5 innings.
Cozart's got his helmet on, though. He's ready to rock.
And that's Kyle Barraclough. Marlins have out-hit the Nationals 9-1. Ball 3. And this one on the infield. Ramos just to the right and foul to make the grab for the first out.
Yeah, neither team took batting practice today. Both teams got in late. The Marlins coming from New York. Obviously the Nats coming from Philadelphia. Yeah, this late in the season, you give your guys a rest any chance you get.
There's Miguel Rojas, who leading off the fifth doubled hard into the left field corner and got their 4-run rally going. Runner going and a swing and a foul right over the Nats dugout. Going again. Chopper back to the pitcher, goes to second anyway, and quite a grab by Rendon. That throw was almost right into the runner, and they turn a 1-4-3 double play.
Might have caught a cleat on this one, but great play by Doug Fisher getting Rendon the ball.
1-0 Nationals. Only runs in the second. Jason Worth led off for a walk. Desmond went deep. 2 base runners since. Escobar walk in the third. Taylor in the fifth. And about to throw his 85th pitch, Jared Cozart.
I'll show you that double play in a second when we get a chance. Great play by Doug Fister on a hit and run, getting rid of it that quick to get it to the middle.
Pretty good take. 2-1. Escobar, Harper, and Worth. And this one out to center. It'll back up Yelich, but he's there for the first out, about 380 feet away.
Show that double play again. So it's a hit and run by the Marlins. And Rojas doing a nice job of putting it in play. But look how quick Doug Fister gets rid of it. A perfect strike to Rendon, who catches a cleat with Derek Dietrich, who slid very late on this. It looked like he got caught in between, whether he's going to slide or not. Maybe shocked the throw went to second. Watch how late he slides. And it looked like he's thinking about getting hit by the ball. Nice concentration by Rendon to catch that in traffic. And then Dietrich cleated Rendon. So Derek Dietrich turned out to be the one-man wrecking crew for the Marlins. You remember he and Bryce Harper collided at second base when he was playing second.
Yeah, back in his customary outfield spot tonight. Harper, line drive to center. Bouncer back to the pitcher. Inside the numbers, this time brought to you by Jeep. And before turning 23, most home runs all time. Bryce right there with A-Rod.
You put that up next year before 24. I'm sure he'll be up there with a bunch of studs too.
Oh, and Bryce got himself with that one.
Oh, it's not good. I think it got him on the pad, but when you have a pad on, it's for a reason. It's because there's something under there. So even if you do foul a ball off the pad, it'll rattle that bruise you already have and not feel good. And even though that's right off the pad, that's still ricocheted into some sort of shin burger he had there before.
Target away.
Did it again. I don't know that I've ever seen this twice in a row. I think this one might have gotten the foot. So not the same spot. Let's see where it gets him. Well, just beating up that right leg.
Now the crowd's starting to encourage Bryce. They know what he's going through right here. And a 1-2 that he hits in the air to left. Dietrich playing way out toward the gap. If it's fair, that could be a double. Bryce will pull up and go back to first. They had him played so far out toward the gap, Dietrich could not reach a fair ball that was in the air for a long time.
After fouling 2 off his foot, Bryce Harper running pretty hard to first base. I'd say as hard as he could. I mean, he just wounded his right leg and putting his head down, going to first. And I think down by 4, there's really no need to get to second base right there. He's still hurting at first. I don't think D. Gordon's real happy with that ball dropping.
Well, he's 2 for 2 with a sac fly.
He's yelling at Dietrich and left. Hey, trying to win a batting title. Let's go.
Jason Worth 0 for 1 with a walk. Last time Cozart got Jason to 2 strikes and then dropped a nasty hook on him.
I just think if you try to pull Cozart, you're in trouble as a right-hander. You see everything's cutting away. The curveball is away, and you go that way, you get a hit.
And Bryce Harper hustling, heading for third. Ozuna's throw right there, and they got him. Called out by Adam Hamari, the third base umpire. And Matt Williams telling Bryce, stay on the bag. We may want to have a look at this.
Well, from where we are, that was a perfect throw by Ozuna in right. I mean, he could make that throw 20 more times. I don't think he could put it exactly where he just put it. And that's a nice piece of hitting by Jason Worth. That's what you have to do against Cozart. If he makes a mistake, you can pull him. But he hasn't made too many tonight, and that was a little closer than I originally thought. Let's take a look at it again. Did the hand get in there? And did it stay on the bag?
Yeah, if he stayed on, I think the hand banged the bag before the tag.
It might be worth a challenge down by 4. I mean, who cares? Do it. You're down by 4, and you never know what New York is doing. And I don't know if that's enough to overturn it. But like I said, it's worth a challenge when you're down by 4 runs. I like the strategy here by Matt Williams. So what? What do you got to lose? And good hustle by Bryce Harper. It took a perfect throw to get him. An absolute bullet from Ozuna.
Crowd thinks he's safe after they see the replay.
It's bang, bang, boy. I don't know. Look at the ball hop on the grass. It almost like it picked up speed on the hop. And the hand stays on there. That's key. If the hand is knocked off, he's out for sure. And that one looks like the hand beat it, but it then got blurry there at the end. So I don't know what they're seeing in New York. Big call in this game, folks.
It is.
It's first and third, 1 out, or runner on first, 2 outs. Bryce Harper playing hard, especially after he's showing where he hit. First one off the ankle, one off the shin, or second one off the ankle, first one off the shin.
Nats' first 2 hits of the night since the Ian Desmond second inning home run.
It's a big call. Ted Barrett. The headphones on. This is the best look right here. What do you got? I got hand there and no tag yet. And then there's the tag. Is it enough to overturn, Carp? We've seen this all year. What do you think?
I think these challenges are the ultimate definition of don't assume anything.
Yeah.
Even if you think you're 100% right.
I think it's a good challenge.
I mean, we had one in Philadelphia, you know, that Matt Williams got so upset about. I know the Nats dugout was convinced they had that one right, and it went against them.
Yes,
crowd chanting safe, safe, safe.
What if New York just said it? We can't tell, so we're going to go rock, scissors, paper here. Best 2 out of 3, and we'll let you guys know in a second.
You know, and we've never been able to pick out a pattern of whether you want it overturned or not, and what's better if it's a long, long, long look in New York. You would think this debate would help the Nats get the call overturned the longer it takes. as they're not convinced the right call was made. But as always, the question, is it enough to overturn? And I've always wondered, you know, they have 2 crews up there, right? 2
Yes.
4-man crews. What happens if 2 or 3 plays from different games come in about the same time? Does it take them a while to even get to a play that might happen while others are being looked at?
Yeah, I mean, that's where it gets tricky. But Brian Gorman, Mark Carlson, Mike DeMuro, and Chip Gibson are one crew up there. Fielding Culbreth, Jim Reynolds, Paul Schreiber, and Manny Gonzalez, the other crew up there. And
here they come. Save! The Nats get one. And a great challenge by Matt Williams and his video staff. Well done, guys.
High fives in the dugout from Max Scherzer. Did you see that? He's high-fiving Matt Williams. High-fiving Randy Dorff. It's been a while since they got one. And there was some serious celebration in the Nats dugout when they got that one right. Max Scherzer going nuts.
Well, big play in the game.
Good hustle.
How big, we'll find out.
Good hustle.
What a great at bat by Jason Worth, who's on for the 2nd time tonight. Big spot for Clint Robinson, who's pulled it on the ground twice, and he sends, Cozart does, Mathis into a serious slide to his left.
But I like what Jason Worth did right there. You know, 2 multiple home run games against the Phillies. You're feeling it as a hitter. You want to hit a jack. You're locked in. But tonight it's a take what they give you night with Jared Cozart, and it's all he's giving right-handers is pitches away. So take what they give you. Take your dinks and dunks and your singles to right. There's plenty of time with your swing the way it is right now, maybe later in the game to turn something around and hit it out of here. But that's big league hitting right there. And you know, all the rest of the right-handers in the lineup should take note of what Jason Worth just did.
Most pitches he's thrown in any start. Threw 90 against the Nats in 5 innings. Last time out. Robinson, another tapper to the right side. And now Bryce Harper is hung up. He started home and then stopped. So it looks like a 3-5-2. And the runners will end up at first and second with 2 outs.
You know, probably the right play from Bryce Harper. You're thinking, get his attention, stay on the double play. I don't know that Justin Moore would have turned the double play. But you still have a chance because he stays in the rundown to make this a 1-run game in 1 swing.
Ian Desmond called on strikes 2nd time up after the homer.
There's a huge faction of Nats fans that think because the replay central is in New York that all the umps are Mets fans. And that's why the reviews haven't gone the Nats' way. Trust me, people, that is not the case. Not even close.
Yeah.
And anybody that's thinking that is wrong.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to fly all those guys to Wichita to put them in the middle of the country.
Mr. Met is not reviewing these challenges.
Two-one pitch. Wilson Ramos on deck. They've had Bear Claw ready for a long time. Cozart, as we mentioned a moment ago, season high in pitches. Could be at the end of his line. Nats looking for a hit or to get within slam range. And Ian Desmond took a big-time power cut. Now the runners will be on the move with 2 down. Lefty Matt Thornton for Washington.
It'd be a pretty funny Sports Center commercial, though, if they had Mr. Met in the replay review center.
Did you see the new one with the Nats racing presidents?
I did. It's great.
Sitting on a couch at Nationals Park, watching on the scoreboard. Pretty cool.
They're very cool.
Of course, only a few of them could fit on that couch. 3-2, 2 on, 2 out. Nationals down by 4. And Desmond, a high fly ball to right for Ozuna, drifting into the corner. And that'll do it for the Nationals in the 6th inning. Couple of hits, first time since the 2nd. They've stranded 4 tonight. Doug Fister back to work. Top of the 7th. Ichiro will be hitting for Cozart here. And he goes up hacking and pops one up short left field. Ian Desmond is there. 1 pitch, 1 out. Top of the 7th. Doug Fister, 11 pitches, 7 strikes against 3 batters last inning. Monday, September 21st, Nats and the Orioles here. First 25,000 fans will receive a Calvin Coolidge bobblehead presented by the White House Historical Association. 202-675-NATS or Nationals.com to get your tickets for Monday night. Here's D. Gordon, perfect night. 2 hits, a sac fly. A run scored, a steal, an RBI. Batting average at .335. Letter high, strike 2. So Bryce 1 for 3. High fly ball fell left field line last time up. Gordon's gone up the middle and to left field with his hits. And Doug had him out ahead. Not sure how many innings Kyle Barraclough's thrown in the bullpen yet, but he'll take over in the 7th. D. Gordon will pull it. Couple of hops. Clint Robinson to the bag. 2 quick outs, 7th inning.
It's time for your T-Mobile fan photo, and they are on the couch, and they are fans. And toes up, folks. I think guy on the left needs a pedicure for sure. But thanks for your fan photo. Hashtag Nats Couch Cam. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. If you like feet, you love that one.
Those were the best.
I don't, so.
Best 20 toes of the year right there.
I said T-Mobile.
Toe mobile with that one. Ball one to Yelich, who's 1 for 3. Perfect. Outside edge, 2-1.
Brought to you by Tofobel.
That ball laced up the middle. And Christian Yelich is 2 for 2. Mentioned first time around, he's been hot. 333 his last 16 games coming in. And by the way, there's been a changing of the guard in the American League West. Rangers now head of the Astros. We just wanted to send Astro fans our best tonight. One of the great radio announcers of all time passed away today, Milo Hamilton, a Ford Fricka winner, a Hall of Famer since the early 90s. And we lost Milo today at the age of 88. He's been a great friend, I know, FP, to you since we've been going to Houston, and I've known him for over 20 years, and just a classy gentleman. And we mourn the passing of one of the great voices of all time in Major League Baseball. He called Henry Aaron's record-setting home run in Atlanta. And he said, there's a new home run champion, and his name is Henry Aaron. Rest in peace, our friend, Milo Hamilton.
Well said.
No balls, 2 strikes. There's Matt Grace. There's a big power hitter next who's having a big night, Justin Bour.
Doug Fister seems like he has a little pep in his step all of a sudden. I think, you know, when you're used to being a big part of a rotation, things don't go your way. You're relegated to the bullpen, and then you're able to contribute with the save. Now you start to look at things a little differently. You start to feel better about yourself. You get that swagger back, and he's done a good job here tonight.
Not to be forgotten, his 16 wins last year, 3rd on the all-time Nationals single-season list. Only Jordan Zimmerman and Gio Gonzalez have won more games than Doug did last year.
And maybe my favorite moment of the 2014 season, the Yeah Baby moment with Matt Williams on the mound. And to this day, still the only time Matt Williams has went out to the mound that I can remember and gone back into the dugout and left his pitcher in the ballgame. He was 8th in the NL Cy Young Award voting last year, and he was spectacular in 2014.
14-9 for the Tigers the year before coming here. 1-2 from Doug Fister to Martin Prado. Ground ball. Robinson right to the bag. And a good top of the 7th for Doug with a base hit. And we arrive at the Hyundai 7th inning stretch. Time for the Nats to get busy. They're into the Miami bullpen. Philadelphia, quiet tonight against Jared Cozart and the Miami pitching staff. Well, we'll see about the rest of the staff as Kyle Bearclaw's coming into relief from the bullpen right now. Just kind of an odd night. Desmond's homer and then no offense for 4 innings.
Swing the bats, get up there and hack, see if you can pound your way back into this ball game, get some guys on, pop one out of here. Down by 4, got to find a way to win. We talked about you got to win out. Why not? There's nothing else to do. Well, find a way here tonight. Both teams got in late, so both teams are tired. And, you know, there's not a lot of time left, and you can't afford to fall further back from the Mets.
Doug Fister, 2 good innings out of the bullpen to make this possible if the Nats can pull it off. Ichiro still in the game. He'll be playing left field for the Marlins, and there's Kyle Bearclaw. One of those times of the year when guys you haven't seen before, and then all of a sudden you're seeing them twice within a week. Wilson Ramos will be the leadoff guy.
This guy ever turns into a closer, the marketing department could have a field day with his last name.
Ramos 0 for 1 against him with an RBI on a ground ball in Miami. And he rips that one right where the second baseman D. Gordon's playing. First out, 7th inning.
Bearclaw got a good fastball, 95, slider 83, 2-pitch guys. You look at Nats Park. First game of the last homestand of the season.
And Nats play 11 of the last 17 right here.
I mean, come out, because in 10 days you're going to wish there was baseball, trust me.
Matt Dendecker to hit for Fister in a moment. This guy's got a good fastball, just missed low. Well placed on that one.
Well placed if you're a pitcher, not if you're hitting.
Two. Taylor called out. Bases empty, 2 down. Nissan will track it.
I think Michael Taylor is questioning whether that last one was a strike. I know the one, number 3, wasn't a strike. It was called a strike. And number 5 on the borderline could have went either way.
Matt Dendecker facing Bearclaw for the first time. He's dealing.
Yeah, pretty good display of power and command right now from Bearclaw. Just darting corners at 96, 97.
He wanted that ball upstairs, and Dendecker into left for Ichiro. And that's it for the Nats in the 7th. 10-pitch inning out of the bullpen for the Fish. Beautiful night at the ballpark, but not so good on the scoreboard. The Marlins have out-hit the Nats 10-3 and lead 6-2. 10-year anniversary season concludes with a buy one get one ticket offer for fans who attended a Nationals inaugural season game in 05. You must present a photo of yourself at the 05 inaugural season game, or a photo or hard copy of a ticket to that game. Bring it to the Nationals Park box office. Redeemable there for any remaining home games this year. Some restrictions and select seating areas apply. So if you were there, now the equivalent of 10.5 seasons ago, come on in.
I mean, you could take a picture of yourself with one of Bob's ties on in any seat and say you were at a game in 2005.
But you'd have to go to RFK, and you'd have to have a huge crowd behind you.
And you just have a flip phone out, one of Bob's ties on, in any ballpark. Just take a selfie of yourself and probably get free tickets.
And you really told me I had tightened it up in Philadelphia.
You did. That was a good outfit. I liked it a lot. The pink tie, strong.
It's a fickle world, broadcasting, ladies and gentlemen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Justin Bohr, the hitter, against Matt Grace.
Look, 2005. Boom. Free tickets.
I'm not buying it. Big curveball by Matt Grace for the strikeout.
All right, time for Toyota Case for Kids. Washington area Toyota dealers want to help children and their families by making a donation of $37 to the Children's NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
Marcell Ozuna is next, 0 for 3.
Are we stalling for time? I believe. Yes, we are.
And Matt Williams coming out. Matchup baseball now into the 8th inning. Down by 4, trying to keep it that way. So Matt Grace does his part with the strikeout of the power hitter. Hands him the ball. And it'll be a righty-righty matchup with Ozuna coming up. By authority of the Washington Nationals, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. So Ozuna will stay. He's 0 for 3. Takes on Rafael Martin. They met in Miami, 0 for 1 with a flyout.
A sneaky fastball 89, slider 80, changeup 83.
Casey McGee next for Dietrich. And that ball hit into right. Bryce Harper to his left, and he can't get it. And it bounces into the bullpen for a double. Good swing by Ozuna, going the other way.
And that ball had some serious velocity on it off the bat of Ozuna. Watch this ball just kind of take off and have another gear to get past Bryce Harper. Good effort by Bryce. Had a beat on it the whole way, but that ball just hit too hard. It was hit past him. He took a clean route. He had a good angle. The hit speed on that had to be over 100.
So Casey McGee hitting for the pitcher here in the number 6 spot. They made the double switch when they kept Ichiro in the game to go play left field. Now the right-hander Brian Ellington is next. Casey McGee facing Rafael Martin for the first time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nicely done on the breaking ball. 81 bending way outside. Mercedes-Benz will track it.
McGee convinced he's going to get a fastball, and he's seen some sliders from Rafael Martin. He's probably going to see another one.
Front door on the breaking ball. Casey McGee down to outs.
This one backs up a little bit for Rafael Martin, but it looks like it caught the front corner of the plate. Look where Ramos is set up. It just came back enough. So Casey McGee saw a bunch of sliders from Rafael Martin. Nicely done.
Next up, the catcher Jeff Mathis 0 for 3.
I'll tell you what, I'm blaming this one on the Pigeons. When they were here, they scored 2 runs and they left, and it's been cricket since. There's that sneaky fastball we always talk about, Rafael, 89.
I know Ian didn't scare him with a bat flip because he doesn't do that sort of thing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside, ball 2.
That's a strike if Wilson catches it, I think. Maybe a little outside.
Three-one pitch. I think Mathis thought he was all over that thing, and it was a disappearing pitch right at the end. Right under his bat. 3-2 count with 2 outs. Got it. So here comes the offense with the top of the order. Anthony Rendon followed by Escobar and Harper. It is getting late if the Nats don't want to trail the Mets by 8. Baseball on Masson, brought to you by Land Rover, above and beyond, and by Airlines for America, where airplanes land, opportunity takes off. A lot of work to get that Curly W tonight. Nats are down to their final 6 outs. Top of the order in the bottom of the 8th. They go one pitcher deeper into the Marlins bullpen with 25-year-old Brian Ellington.
Well, Reds need to rally in a big way. So whatever you got to do, load them up, let it rip, see what happens, rally anything. In effect, right here in the 8th.
Rendon 0 for 1 against Ellington. Escobar 0 for 1. And Bryce Harper will face him for the first time.
Now you're going to see a big fastball from Ellington, 97 miles an hour. Secondary pitch is a curveball, throws an occasional changeup, but the fastball is a good one. Remember that 3/4 release, kind of a little funk to his delivery.
Trying to get it to their closer, A.J. Ramos, if he indeed would pitch with a 4-run lead. Nats have to change that. Left-hander Mike Dunn for Harper. And the fastball up, 1-2.
That's a tough pitch to swing at right there. 99 on the black. It's a good spoil by Anthony Rendon to get another try. But that was paint at 99. It was running back. Might have been a strike, might have been a ball, but Rendon couldn't take the chance of letting it go by. See if that foul ball pays off.
Target well away. Rendon will serve it into right field beautifully. He's had 3 good at bats tonight. A hard line drive to right in the first. Put Ozuna up against the fence last time up, and he finally gets a base hit.
But that's how you hit 300 in the big leagues. I want to show you 2 pitches ago. This is the at bat. Watch this nasty 99-mile-an-hour fastball by Ellington. Foul it off, spoil it, emergency hack. Buy yourself another pitch. Then you get the slider or the curveball and hit to right for a base hit. That's big league hitting, folks. Foul off a nasty pitch that should have ended the at bat to most hitters, and then get another pitch and get yourself a knock. That was nice.
Escobar, a rare 0 for tonight. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Outfield well around to the right. Escobar looks at one outside. Center fielder Chris Yelich in line behind the umpire there. And then about 50 or 60 feet off the right field line, Ozuna. That's some nasty heat to the outside edge. High 90s.
And that might be the one that Anthony Rendon fouled off to buy himself another chance. And is that a strike? Pitchtrack didn't think so. And neither did Yunel Escobar.
That one in on his hands and out to right field for Ozuna. 1 out, pardon me. And Harper coming. So 1 man on base, 4-run lead. We'll see if Dan Jennings goes and brings in Mike Dunn.
I don't think he has to. Let's see if he does.
I think if 2 men would be on, probably would have brought him in.
You got a guy that throws 100, but I think he's coming out. He's going to play some matchup baseball, and is he going to double switch, straight change? Looks like he's angling toward Angel Hernandez, but he's out of the dugout. No.
Evidently doesn't like the prospect of a 6-4 game either. So he'll bring in the lefty Mike Dunn, guy who can really bring it. A third of an inning with a hit for Ellington. Harper and Dunn will check the matchup in a moment.
Step in. Harper is a bit of a bat connoisseur, and for a while now he's been getting his bats primarily from a company called Chandler Bats, but they had to halt their production within the last few months because of a manufacturing issue, and that left Harper kind of begrudgingly experimenting with other brands and models. But before the first game of the recent Phillies series up in Philadelphia, Bryce got a delivery of 2 Chandler bats that had been handmade for him. Each one took 4 hours, and Bryce was absolutely giddy. He was walking around the clubhouse with a gigantic smile on his face. Could not have been happier. And with his new lumber, 4 homers in 3 games in Philadelphia. I talked to him about the bats before the third game. He still could not have been any happier with his new bats, and you just got to wonder now. He's got 2 of them, and will he break any of them before the season ends? He'd like to ride it out with these new Chandler bats the rest of the way.
Big time production. Whatever it is, he's swinging. Mike Dunn and Bryce Harper. Bryce is 2 for 17 career against him with a solo home run. Base hit last time.
Tell you what, I hit 4 home runs with a Chandler bat. I'm taking Mr. Chandler out to the Maple Forest with me together, and we're going to make some bats. Come on, let's go for a trip in the woods. We're going to chop down some trees, and we're going to make some bats together. I saw where somebody, I can't remember what ball club it was, they actually have a maple farm, and they make their own bats, and they use them in the game. I'm trying to think of who that was. And if, for those of you who don't know, the maple is the most popular wood used now. It used to be ash, white ash, and the maple bats last longer. They don't splinter, and it's harder wood.
Yeah.
And the thought process is that the ball really jumps off the maple as opposed to the ash. And I found it to be true.
95 by Bryce Harper, strike 2. Mike Dunn's been bringing it for years. 4th season with Miami. 75 appearances each of the last 2 seasons. And as he takes the mound tonight, this is number 67. 29 years of age versus 22 years of age here.
I don't see any right-handers up in the Marlins bullpen, so Jason Worth's going to see a lefty. Man, if Bryce gets on, that could be huge. He's too as hot as anybody in baseball.
Three-two pitch, one out. And Harper, base hit right field. He got around on 96 right there and keeps the line moving here in the 8th inning.
Such a short, powerful swing by Bryce Harper. I'll show you the sequence. Mike Dunn versus Bryce Harper. First pitch slider on the black. Then he goes slider in the dirt. Fastball right down the middle. Looks like middle away. Check that. And a 3-ball count. And then he gets the fastball right down the middle. Look how short his swing is. He pulls the hands in. What an adjustment to that ball down in by Bryce Harper. So Bryce with his second hit of the night, answering D. Gordon's 2 hits. The game within the game, and now it moves to Jason Worth against a left-hander. It's getting interesting, folks.
And not counting their closer, the Marlins have 5 right-handed arms in their bullpen, and just now Brian Morris, their setup guy, is getting up. Worth a walk and a run in the second. Base hit in the 6th. And great career numbers against Dunn.
The numbers dictate right-hander too. Might work out, might not, but an interesting decision by Dan Jennings.
And Harper had a big-time rip.
Well, that's the swing we're going to show you right now. Jason Worth just missed that Mike Dunn fastball, but there's the same location from a right-hander. That's his first home run last night. And this one just destroyed. I believe 434 feet with an exit speed of 108. Trust me, he's thinking it. Saves right here, right now for the Marlins.
1-1 pitch with 1 out. That's to the outer edge. And now Worth on a breaking ball, boring down and in on him. Hurt by that foul.
Bryce is on first saying, I feel your pain, bro. He did that twice tonight. Jason Worth. Seems like whatever Bryce does, Jason is doing. Bryce hit homers in Philly, then Jason did. Bryce hit his foot twice tonight. Now Jason does. Right off the heel, looks like.
And 1-2, a Worth pop-up on the infield. Right around the mound, shortstop takes control. And Miguel Rojas makes that grab. 2 outs. Now Clint Robinson, lefty-lefty matchup. At least scheduled. Looks like Tyler Moore will hit for him. Nats Extra Post Game presented by WB Mason when this one is over. Who but WB Mason? Johnny Holiday back with Ray Knight. So Tyler Moore for Clint Robinson here. Tyler Moore 1 for 5 career with an RBI against Mike Dunn. Matt Thornton back up. Sammy Solis has been throwing. This year, Tyler Moore as a pinch hitter, 5 hits, a homer, 3 RBIs.
A couple balls in Philadelphia right to the wall. Been squaring it up lately. Actually in Florida too. He had some long outs against the Marlins last time.
Big gap left center.
Pitcher strike 2-0. You don't want that. You're looking for something belt high that you can drive.
(6-2) Miami. The Nats 2 hits in this inning. They had 2 in the 6th. Just looking for that breakthrough 2-out hit. On the outside edge, counts even 2-2.
Angel Hernandez has been wide away to both teams right-handed tonight, and it continues. Remember, Michael Taylor had a few out there. Now, welcome to the game, Tyler Moore.
And Tyler, a foul tip that just comes away from the catcher, Mathis. Big time battle here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Way inside, ball 3.
Well, everyone getting a head start here. Bryce Harper might be able to score on a gapper. And Tyler Moore looking for something to drive in a few.
And Tyler Moore hanging in there, having a really good at bat.
You got a pitch right there. Even though it was 95, that's the most elevated fastball he's seen in this sequence, and it had a lot of plate. I'll show you the at bats and watch where the last pitch was. Number 7, belt high, right down the middle. Tyler Moore wants that one back.
Three-two pitch, and Tyler Moore with a fantastic AB off the bench will take the base on balls, and they will be loaded for Ian Desmond.
who homered earlier tonight in the second inning. Ian Desmond's first at bat, home run number 18. And a curveball from Jared Cozart left here, tied the game at 2. And can he do it again here, folks?
Ian Desmond will not be facing the left-hander Dunn. He will be finished after a third of an inning. Gave up a base hit to Bryce Harper and a walk to Tyler Moore. Brian Morris righty-righty matchup coming straight ahead. Box as Ian Desmond 1 for 3 will hit against the right-hander Brian Morris.
Fastball 95, slider 84. Really likes the cut fastball. It's more like a slider at 89 miles an hour. 60th appearance for Morris. Opponent's hitting 284, and he's given up 2 home runs this year. Ian Desmond, Matt Williams, and all the Nats hoping it's 3.
Ian Desmond has hit a career home run off of Morris. He's 1 for 5 with a pair of RBIs. And the outfield shifting into a deeper posture now. Christian Yelich right now is about 380 feet from home plate in center, shading a bit over toward the gap. Mathis setting up outside, pitch low and away out there.
Well, the idea right here is to make him beat you the other way. That doesn't mean he's going to make a mistake, or he won't make a mistake and throw something that Ian Desmond could pull. But one thing you do know is that Desmond's going to let it rip right here in a 1-0 count.
Another pitch, another take, almost the same spot, 2-0.
And you could paint a guy into a fastball count in a situation like this. He threw 2 sliders. Fish ain't biting. Got nowhere to put him. Now you got to come to him with a heater. See if he gets something to drive.
Well, look out for Desmond on 2-0 with that batting average. And then requesting time.
The rally lid's working.
And he gets the corner with the fastball.
Yeah, 97 on the black. Ian Desmond didn't like the call, but hey, this is a pitcher's strike. You don't want this till you get the 2 strikes. You can have that. If Angel Hernandez wants to give it to him, so what? You're still in a 2-1 count.
Desmond, a swing and a miss on 97 away.
Yeah, it's a cut fastball. Both of those last two cut at 97. So when Desmond made his decision, that ball looked like it had some plate. Watch it run off at the last second. And now maybe you take your single to right and forget about thinking about tying the game up.
Wilson Ramos on deck. Target moving in and then back out. A little bit outside, 3-2. Quite a take by Ian Desmond.
Well, it was far out, but you just don't know right now because of the strike zone of Angel Hernandez. And I will say this, he's been consistent. He stayed out there. He's called that strike about 2-3 inches off the plate all night to right-handers. Everybody on their feet here in Nats Park.
And everybody in the base paths on the move here. 3-2 with 2 outs. Nats are battling here in the 8th inning. And Desmond up the middle. That'll score 2. Rendon home. Harper home. Tyler Moore to third. It's a new ball game at 6-4. And Ian Desmond has a 4 RBI night.
It's a great at bat by Ian Desmond. And he loves to hit with the bases loaded. That's his thing. You remember in the past the numbers were off the charts. This year maybe not as great, but he comes through right there in the clutch, makes it a 2-run game. Gets that slider right there. The first pitch that's really had a lot of plate in the whole sequence. Remember, the first 2 pitches were sliders off. The next 2 pitches were cut fastballs off the plate away. And then in a 3-2 count with everybody on the move, he gets a slider right down the middle and goes back up the middle. Game on, folks. Moves to Wilson Ramos now.
Wilson Ramos 2 for 6 career against the right-hander Morris.
Same way. If Wilson's thinking right here, he's thinking drive the ball to right center. That's when he's at his best. And he has enough pop to hit one out to right center. But if you look at what Morris has been doing and you're watching, everything's away.
At first base, starting and then stopping was Desmond. Ramos kept his cool, and it's 2-0.
Not a bad time to steal if you're not going to pay attention to Ian Desmond.
Wilson Ramos taking all the way, ball 3.
Yes, absolutely. Without a doubt.
Answering the question of, does he have the green light?
Not a bad count to steal on here either. Nobody ever throws over on a 3-0 count. You could get a tremendous jump right here if you're Ian Desmond.
He's stolen 12 out of 17 attempts this year. Short lead. And why run when they're going to give you 90 feet? Second walk of the inning, and the bases are loaded for Michael A. Taylor.
Matt Williams has to like Michael Taylor up in this situation. He has really had some big hits for this ball club this year.
Today he's had a couple of hits against Brian Morris, 2 career. He's 2 for 4.
I don't think he's going to face him.
And this is going to be save territory for their closer, A.J. Ramos, who's been warming up. So looking for a 4-out save. The Nats making lots of noise here, bottom of the 8th. D.C. Michael A. Taylor set to face A.J. Ramos as Dan Jennings goes to his closer here with 2 outs, 8th inning.
Fastball 93. Loves the slider at 82. And he'll throw an occasional changeup to lefties mostly at 86. And you see opponents hitting 188 off A.J. Ramos this year.
Well expanded roster, you can do a lot of things. So Trey Turner is at first base chatting with Tony Tarasco as he comes in to pinch run here for Wilson Ramos. Hey, a shot to the gap. That guy gives you a chance to take the lead. Mediocre success for A.J. Ramos. These days starters prefer to, or rather closers prefer to start innings, not come in when men are on base.
Michael Taylor's gotten some big hits. He likes the situation. He's not afraid of it.
Taylor career 0 for 2 with the base on balls against A.J. Ramos. Marlins pitchers this inning, 40 pitches, 22 strikes. If it gets down to the pitcher spot, Danny Espinosa waiting.
I tell you what, I mean, who knows what's coming here, but if you're Michael Taylor, you might want to think about just selling out on that slider down the way and really fighting off anything else, because A.J. Ramos known for his slider. They've worked Michael Taylor away successfully all night tonight, and you're thinking Jeff Mathis is thinking the same way. He wants something outside here to Michael Taylor.
0-2 and Taylor overmatched by that one. So the Nats make some noise. They get 3 hits in the inning. Couple of walks. They leave the bases loaded. Now a 2-run game. .705 the Nats and the Marlins. Game 2. Jose Fernandez in his career 3-0 with an 0.58 ERA in 5 starts against the Nats. Max Scherzer coming off a gem. Sunday at Miami, 8 innings, no runs on 5 hits. Got the W, his first in 2 months. And we'll get you going with Nats Extra 6:30 tomorrow night. First pitch 7:05. Tyler Moore stays into play first. And after the Nats ran for Wilson Ramos, Jose Lobaton is behind the plate. And some work for the left-hander, Matt Thornton. Rojas to lead off. Then Ichiro and then D. Gordon. So he gets this righty and then 2 left-handed batters.
Fastball 94, slider 84, changeup 87.
Ball one away to Rojas. A double, a run scored in 3 trips tonight. Trying to take one with him down the first base line. Tyler Moore will just cut him off so he can never even get to the bag for the first down.
Nice play by Tyler Moore. Once you get it by Matt Thornton, you're thinking he's got a chance, but Tyler Moore was playing in, fielded it nicely, and hustled to tag the runner. Good play.
Ichiro Suzuki, 6 for 23 career against Matt Thornton. And a good hook to the outside edge. O2 heater upstairs. And Matt will pounce on that tapper. Ichiro gets down the line in a hurry. 2 down.
In 2001, that's a double for Ichiro. That's how fast he used to be. Still pretty fast for 41. A little tapper in front of the plate. I mean, he used to be a gazelle, almost like he was running on air when he was a young player. One of the fastest guys I'd ever seen.
Top of the order, D. Gordon. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Busted bat, and now Ian Desmond has to hurry. High throw, and Tyler Moore back down to stay on the bag. Things happening quickly. The Marlins might be thinking about a challenge here. If they don't, it's a 7-pitch inning for Matt Thornton.
I think he came down the bag, Curt.
He did. I think we knew it before the Miami manager knew it. So here we go. Bottom of the ninth. Number 9 spot due up. Then the top of the order. That was close. Johnny, and thank you, Ray. We're going to the bottom of the ninth inning. Big moment earlier.
Man, just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Let's make Ian Desmond our Miller moments, plural, tonight. Second inning, 2-run home run. That tied the game at 2, so 2 RBI. And then Ian Desmond in the 8th inning with 2 strikes back up the middle, making it a 6-4 game, so 2 more RBI. Ian Desmond, a homer, a single, and 4 RBI tonight. Nice game.
Bottom of the 9th inning, Danny Espinosa pinch hits for Matt Thornton. Danny career 0 for 6 against the right-hander Ramos. And this year, a couple of pinch hits, 1 pinch home run, a solo, and he's in the hole 0-2. Well, A.J. Ramos trying for a 4-out save here. I'm not sure how Danny Espinosa reached that one, but he managed to foul it away. So that's Andre Rienzo and Jose Urania. No balls, 2 strikes to Espinosa.
Find a way to get on any way you can, because that guy could tie it up with 1 swing.
Swing and a miss on off speed, down and away, 1 out.
Even though the Nats didn't tie it in the 8th, they sent 8 hitters to the plate. And what does that mean? Well, now you get to the top of the order again in the 9th. And if you're Matt Williams, you got to like that.
Anthony Rendon career 2 for 5 with a base on balls against A.J. Ramos, seeking his 28th save. Ramos 4 career saves against the Nats with a 2.36 ERA. 28th appearance all time against Washington. Used to set things up for Steve Cishek before he was traded.
Double barrels in the Marlins bullpen right now. There's no lefty up.
Front door pitch, 2-1 to Anthony Rendon. Base hit to right field last time up. He's had 3 good at bats tonight. An unlucky 1 for 4.
The ball to right field all 4 times tonight.
And this one popped up and playable. Short right field near the line. D. Gordon. And it was fair when he caught it. 2 outs. As mentioned earlier, great pitching tomorrow night. Max Scherzer goes for the Nats, looking for his 13th win of the year. And Jose Fernandez, who is 5-0 with a 2.06 ERA, will go for the Marlins. Nats Extra 6:30 will join you from the booth at 7. Max will throw first pitch at 7:05. It's up to Yunel Escobar to get aboard for Bryce Harper.
Would definitely make things interesting. And if you're Yunel Escobar right now, you got to do whatever you can to get on base. Leadoff hitter's mentality all the way.
That's a nasty changeup to a right-handed batter. Escobar 1 for 6 career against A.J. Ramos. Left side ground ball, Prado. And the Marlins are going to take care of game 1 of the series. Took over 3 hours. Quite a grind as the Nats were behind most of the night, except for right after Ian Desmond's home run. So Miami wins it 6-4. First game of a 4-game series, and the Nats now are 8 games behind the Mets. Join us tomorrow night, Nats Extra 6:30. Scherzer and Fernandez starting at 7:05. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned now. Johnny Holiday, Ray Knight, Nats Extra here at the ballpark coming up momentarily. And from the booth, the Nats make it a little bit tougher now down the stretch. So long for just a while.